Okay, so this is the 5BX exercise, the Royal Canadian Air Force exercise plan from the 60s. This is chart 3, level A+, and this is the last one I'm going to record, basically because I've reached my level. I'm not going to go into chart 4. So I have two previous ones. I have 5BX chart 1 level A+, and chart 2 level A+ already recorded. And I'm happily surprised to get 180 views on both of those. So I think that it's somebody searching these things. And there are other plans and other YouTube videos you can watch on the 5BX thing. So it's pretty much fair game to record this because it's an exercise system from the 60s. So basically, it's been 5 months since I did chart 2 level A+, and I had some minor setbacks. I had a little foot injury from skating, but I was able to continue it. And basically, it's basically I've reached my peak because it's the way and the 5BX thing is by age, and in your 40s it recommends you do each level 7 days. So the levels are A+ to D-, and D- you do first. So that's basically 12 levels for each chart. So if you do a week for each level, it takes a while to get to your fitness level. And I'm happy to say that for ages 40 to 49, it recommends you maintain chart 3 level C+. So I got a little higher than I was supposed to, but chart 4 seems a little bit tough. Like this is now I'm doing the sit-ups, and these looks like regular sit-ups, but in the book they suggest you do it with your legs straight and without putting anything under your without prompting your foot under anything. So to me that's really hard. In the chart 4 they have this thing where you're supposed to do a sit-up without any support to touch your toes, and also the first exercise, the stretching exercise, is a little more involved. So I'm just going to stay here. And the good thing that now I know my level is there's things like the push-up variations, and looking at the recording I do this a little bit differently, but I can do the different variations of the exercises from chart 1 and chart 2 if I want to vary it up a little bit. So I've been doing the 5BX thing since March, and my weight has stayed exactly the same. So last year on New Year's, my big diet change to try to do vegan and try to do a plant-based diet. I'm still vegetarian, but I still eat ice cream and I still eat dairy, so I'm not a full vegan. But so I said this in the earlier ones, how in January and February with my diet change and doing some yoga videos, I lost 17 pounds pretty quickly in December to February. And then in my diary, I noticed it does say, like in February of last year or March of last year, I weighed 178. Now I weigh about the same. So it's a good thing I haven't increased my weight, but I still have a little bit of a gut that I like to get rid of. So basically my plan is to do these exercises every other day in the morning if possible, especially when I go back to work 5 days a week. And for the last month or so, I got introduced to burpees, and maybe I'll make another video on those. Those are really hard. The burpees where you start standing up, then you do a squat, then you put your hands down, you jump back into a push and put position, you do a push up, you jump back to the squat, and then jump up in the air as high as you can. So those I want to do those every other day, but I'm wondering if there's something more I should do, especially since we might have another lockdown in New York City, and I think exercise is important, so I might go back to the yoga videos. And here I'm doing the push-up variation. The push-ups, it asks you to kind of arch your butt in the air, look down, and then so it's a different variation of a push-up. And looking at them now, I'm not doing them quite like I'm supposed to. So I'm actually looking forward to maybe switching it up just to do back to regular push-ups. And here's the jogging in place, and you'll see after basically on this level you do 550 steps, and every 75 steps you do squats, and that's different from chart 2 or chart 1. So I think the squats are good. I think that it's a good motion to help the skating, but yeah, I'm just going to wait to see the squats, how far I go down and stuff. But I could switch it up where I do regular push-ups and jumping jacks and alternating things. But I think the jogging in place for 550 steps is good, and it is also really hard to get in under 11 minutes. Like the 5BX plan was you're supposed to do the whole thing in 11 minutes. So the first exercise is the sort of touch your toe variations are 2 minutes. The sort of the sit-ups are 1 minute, which is hard to get 32 sit-ups in 1 minute. But the one where you kind of stick your legs in the air and your head in the air with your face down, that one I can kind of do quickly. And the push-ups are 1 minute, and the jogging in place is supposed to be 6 minutes. But it looks like I've picked up the pace a little bit considered from the last ones. But to get under 11 minutes, I would have to jog faster, and I think the idea is to get your heart rate up. When I started doing the burpees about 3 weeks or a month ago, I noticed that really accelerates your heart rate quickly, where this one does too, but maybe not quite as much. So the great thing about this exercise is that I've been doing it regularly, and I haven't been consistent with exercise probably my whole life. So this is the first time I've actually, doing this for 10 months straight has been pretty good. So I'm happy with that, and it's, I feel like I should be skateboarding better, but then again, I'm not skateboarding enough because with the coronavirus, it makes me nervous to be in a crowded park when I'm the only one wearing a mask, and I don't know. And also just anxiety levels to get hurt, and I don't know if I will be in a place where I can progress skating until the coronavirus is over. But, it is good. There is a vaccine that's out now, and I saw on a PBS or somewhere that they're hoping to roll out 100 million vaccines in 3 months. So if they're able to do it that quickly, then maybe by summer, the coronavirus will be a memory, and then people can get back to normal, and then I'll be able to skate more and be more comfortable doing that. But in the meantime, I think it is starting to winter. Today's the 16th, and we're having our first snowstorm predicted today. I think as you see out my window, it's very cloudy, and in general, January and February are some of the coldest months on the East Coast. So, I think it's a good time to do indoor exercises. And I did look on Amazon Prime for the yoga that I did last January and February, and it's gone. It's not on there anymore. So I guess I'll do another one. And that's another thing about these exercises. I'm not sure how they're good for flexibility. Like I checked out a book on stretching and also regular calisthenics, and I realized I'm really not flexible. Like I kind of did the thing where you sit on the ground with your feet in front of you and just try to touch your toes. And I did, and my hands were literally like a feet from my toes. Like they were nowhere close to that. And so I think the best thing about this is consistency, and I wish I kind of have been consistent with something like this for a long time. And but it's not magic. It's not like it's transformed my life or anything. It's like I haven't, I do with skating. Like I just for some reason I'm just getting much worse. I don't know if it is just not doing enough. So I'll stop complaining about that. But Yeah, I think these squats, now looking at them, I don't know if I'm doing it quite correctly. I think I could go down a little farther to get more benefit. So, yeah, the problem with the iPhone movie, if you notice, I just put the text box is different, and it's hard to see how much time is left since everything's the same. But yeah, I'm kind of happy I got 180 views on the first two, and that's probably just because people are looking for this and looking for indoor alternatives to exercise. And yeah, so it's kind of, oh, I forgot I have my watch on my wrist, and that kind of helps with seeing how far along you go, because it's you just check once in a while to see how much time you have left, and it looks like I'm getting near the end. I think between 375 and 450 steps, I kind of lost count a little bit, but if you lose count, don't worry about it. Just get the general idea. And I'm still doing 7 minutes of the running in place when it asks for 6 minutes. But it looks like I could go faster with that and get a little more of a workout. It does say in the chart that you can do like a mile or 2 mile run in replacement of this jogging in place, but running outside, the wind is kind of annoying where I live in Rockaway, so that means you're breathing sand, and plus, like, I skate with a mask on, but I don't know if I want to really run with a mask on, because I breathe heavy, and I think it would just be kind of hard for me to do that, so I don't really want to run with a mask on, so I don't really want to run outside. But I did in September or August, I did run for a few weeks, and then I got a cold, so but I was able to get to a half hour of running pretty quickly, so maybe in spring I can do some outdoor running if everything is back to normal. And if anyone's wondering what that VHS tape is that is sort of on my wall, that's the old skate video of falling down by 101. I could probably sell it on eBay, but it looks good on my wall like that. And VHS is retro enough that nobody knows what it is. All right, have a good one. Thanks, and take care.